Welcome everybody to Strategic Planning Committee. Today is Tuesday, March 19th, 2024, 11:30 a.m. And I want to welcome everybody and welcome all the students here from, you're welcome. Are you guys having fun?
Yeah.
Good. That's what I like to hear. And let's get a roll call, please.
Yes, ma'am. Chair Colbert.
Here.
Member Cahill.
Here.
Member Krajewski.
Here.
Member LaPlante.
Here.
Member Rutledge.
Here.
Member Yu.
Here.
Here. All present.
All right. Do we have any public comment?
We have no public comment.
All right. Well, moving on to Chairwoman's remarks. Thank you, everyone, for being here this morning. I'm excited to continue our discussion on the strategic plan from our meeting from 2 weeks ago. However, I believe it will be a short discussion, and I'm excited to get this draft approved today of committee. In the last 2 weeks, our consultants and staff have added the public safety language to both our fiscal responsibility and safe community priorities. Thank you to State's Attorney Bob Berlin and Chair Conroy for helping shape some of that language. And we have our Chair Conroy today here. Thank you for joining us. And welcome, Member Chaplin, Member Garcia, Member Desart. Thank you for being here. All right, so there were a couple of, before we get to the approval of minutes, there were a couple of changes in here. And there will be a motion to amend the draft. So I will hand it over to Member Krajewski, who will be making the motion today.
Do we wait till we get there?
Oh, yes.
Minutes?
Yeah, sorry. Approval of minutes. Can I entertain a motion? I entertain a motion to approve approval of minutes from Tuesday, March 5th, 2024. All right, we have motion and a second. All right, any questions? All in favor? Aye. And that passes. All right, moving on to SPR 000124, adoption of the 2024-2029 DuPage County Strategic Plan. I entertain a motion to move for second to approve SPR 000124. We have a motion and a second.
Motion to amend.
We have a motion to amend.
I'm gonna make a motion to amend to make 3 changes and amendments. First one will be support initiatives that promote the arts, sporting, and cultural events to help derive economic and social capital. These initiatives will build new local revenue streams and elevate the county on a national level. Second, in partnership with the public safety agencies operating within the county, work to reduce crime and enhance the safety of residents and visitors in the community by supporting strong public safety policies, funding initiatives such as policies mandating secure gun storage. And third, we'll be deleting as it relates to public safety under objective 1 of fiscal responsibility. And under that sporting includes esports too for our visitors in Bill Central. So e-gaming is also underneath the definition of sports. Thank you.
Okay, so we have a motion on that amendment. I'd like to take a roll.
We need a
Are
second.
there any?
We need a second.
We need a second. Yep. And is there any discussion? Remember to stop.
Thank you. Yeah, I think this is wonderful, and I told you that I think it's great, or at least a great start. And because I would imagine, Chair Colbert, that this is like, kind of like legislative committee where it's a living, breathing, document. But, taking a deep dive on it, I wondered on page 5, what are the current existing city plans? Do we know that? And does it really mean city plans? As in, we take into consideration all of our municipalities on page 5? It's the very last
Yes.
item.
Thanks.
Member, sir, could you just re-say that one more time? I apologize.
Sure. What are the current existing city plans? Do you literally mean all 39 cities in our county?
Wait,
like,
yeah,
where are you
seeing that at, Donna?
Is that right?
This is, that's not the actual plan. This is the PowerPoint that was backup documentation.
Back of documentation to
For
our plan.
PowerPoint, yes. This is not part of the plan. This was a presentation given a couple months ago. This is the plan itself.
Okay, this is what you copied off.
That was,
you gave to me last week.
That was because it's the presentation that the environmental study. You had asked for the data.
Okay, Okay, all right, so this is the new
Yes.
plan.
Yes.
All right, let me see if any of my questions are appropriate then. The mission statement, county's new mission statement. Sure. So who was in on the development of the new mission statement? Was that just Barry Dunn? Who?
No, ma'am. So when we did the 4 hour long, breakout for members of this committee and we invited the entire board.
Right,
That's
right.
where we crafted it at that point in time. One thing board members indicated was our current mission statement is too long.
Too long,
They wanted
yeah.
it narrowed. That's Barry Dunn did draft that language accordingly based off the recommendations given by this board.
Okay, same question for the vision statement.
So the vision, we have not had a vision statement before.
Right.
So that's a new thing that we worked again, talking about what the initiatives were and the desires of the committee. And that's where Barry Dunn crafted it based off of our communications.
Okay, and I guess this is the first time I'm seeing this, but based on the presentation, question on page 13, it says the well-being of every member in our community, which is, obviously I support that.
Mhm.
That's what we want. But then it also breaks out to support divorcing and never married families. So I thought that was redundant.
So one thing
If we
specific
support
to the.
everybody, of course, we support divorcing and never married.
Very, very good point, and that's a good question we actually had a couple weeks ago too. It's actually specific to an initiative under the family shelter plan, which I'm gonna mix up the two.
Center.
Family Center, and that's a specific initiative we do through the Family Center, so that's why it's called out specifically like that.
Okay, what is the Green Government Council and why was it disbanded?
So the Green Government Council, and I apologize, this was prior to my time, but this is what I'm gonna remember, and anyone can pepper in to correct me.
Yeah.
The Green Government Council was something that was, for a while, was our initial environmental group, but I believe it kind of was disbanded because the environmental commission or committee was actually created. So that kind of took its place instead. However, there's been a renewed interest in possibly working with our municipal counterparts, other stakeholders, and bringing that back in a different capacity.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Madam Chair. I support this strategic plan and I think it's fantastic. I just had those ones. Thank you.
Thank you. Member Cahill.
Yes, thank you. Regarding fiscal responsibility, I originally really wanted to talk about public safety because funding of the state's attorney's office and the sheriff's, but I think by saying in general that we make strategic funding investments, personnel, capital equipment and programs, I would be okay with removing that because that does mean public safety in there. So I'm okay with that. The sports and arts amendment, I'm totally for. I was really for that from the beginning. The amending objective 1, I just thought it was a little detail oriented and there's a lot of strong public safety policies, fundings and initiatives that we support. Then just to point out one little thing seems like, I don't know if it should really be an objective per se, but in a different area. But I think the education about mandating secure gun storage, I mean, if I look at it from an education standpoint, I think that would be a good initiative to educate people, but I'm just not sure it belongs in that and in an objective.
Chair Conroy.
I think that, Member Colbert has done an amazing job with this, has worked with everybody and heard everybody's voice. I think there have been some compromises made. I think that one, for the sports and arts amendment and the gun storage, those fall under the same category, in my opinion, that, we're being a little bit specific under things that should be covered under the heading of that thing. So if we're gonna do one, we're gonna do the other, and I support both of them.
Member Glassy.
Ted, I appreciate what you're saying. Chair, I agree with Member Cahill. I know when we were here 2 weeks ago, there was a lot of conversation about keeping things general, and I support the secure gun storage comments. I just think they are better served in like a milestone. To have it in the amendment, it just, to me, feels like we're focusing on that when there are so many additional things that could also be commented on, because we're talking about.
Be the case of those two. That would be the same situation with the arts and sports. A lot of things that we could add there as well.
Again, I support the verbiage. I don't think it's properly placed in an objective. And to me, you have to look at them individually. I don't understand why, because we want the arts and you know, we're compromising on the verbiage that our state's attorney helped draft and in the safe communities area.
I would be willing to call Bob Berlin and tell you he would support that.
I'm not suggesting I don't support secure gun storage. I'm just saying it's so specific, and to me, that belongs in a milestone area. Because we're talking about public safety policies, funding an initiative, and then we just call out one specific.
Member Galassi, we did add a line from the last meeting. If you look under, let's see, where is it?
Safety unity.
Safe communities. Yep. If you look on page 15, safe community, we did take into consideration the input that was received a couple weeks ago at the last strategic planning meeting. And this is actually, if you look at objective number 1, it's very detailed. And this is language straight from the state's attorney's office, State's Attorney Bob Berlin. And it says right here, pretty, you know, heavy language, detailed in partnership with the public safety agencies operating within the county, work to reduce crime and enhance the safety of residents and visitors in the community by supporting strong public safety policies, funding, and initiatives. So, I mean, I feel that this is quite comprehensive and.
No, I fully support that statement, and I also appreciate that you put it in the output. I read this very carefully before the meeting, and I mean, this was just the add-on piece that to me is so specific, it could be construed as overlooking some of the other important initiatives.
You could either have this or go completely generalize and eliminate everything. So I just.
So we have to include
have to-
guns
I
law.
think-
This is a compromise, is my
is.
understanding. that the
It-
chair
we
came
have
up
to be
with
fair.
and Was agreed to.
We have to
My
be fair.
understanding.
Everyone. So, yes, Member Garcia.
Yeah, and thank you, Chair Conroy, for your words on that. I am so strongly in favor of adding the policy of mandating secure gun storage under an objective for safe community, because they go hand in hand. I mean, that to me, it's one of the leading things that's happening in our communities right now, where guns are being used for something that they shouldn't be. So I think that this is something that should be pointed out and should be a part of this. So I like the wording and how it is, and I think everything looks good, but I do absolutely believe that should be a part of that, so.
Any more questions or comments? Member
I'll just
Rutledge?
say, I agree with Member Garcia that if you don't make it an objective, it can't be a milestone. So
Right.
that's how I think that it's in the right place.
Okay, any more discussion? All right, okay, so I guess we will do this again. We're gonna take a motion on the amended.
I think we already had a motion.
We already have a
We did.
motion and a second, that's right.
Yeah, vote on
Okay.
the amendment.
All right, well, let's take a roll call then.
Can I just confirm who seconded this motion? Was it? Okay, thank you. All right. Okay. Member Krajewski,
Aye.
Member LaPlante,
Aye.
Member Rutledge,
Aye.
Member you,
Aye.
Member Cahill,
Aye.
Chair Covert,
Aye,
all ayes.
all ayes, this passes.
Chair Porter, Al, that was just the amendment.
Oh,
We're gonna
sorry,
wait
all-
on The main motion as.
Yes.
amended.
Okay, now we're going to, all right, entertain a motion on the main motion as amended, SPR 00124.
So moved.
Do we have a second? All right, all in favor? Do we have a second?
Wait,
Do we have a second?
I second.
Okay. Brian. All in favor?
Aye.
Great. Passes. You're welcome. Thank you, everybody. Does anyone have old business? Any new business? Well, I want to thank you all for coming here. Thank you, Chair Conroy. Thank you, Member Desart, Member Garcia, everybody, Member Chaplin, and wonderful input, robust conversations. And I move to adjourn. No? Okay, nobody wants to.
No?
All right.